have 10% vision in one eye, nothing in the other, which makes me legally blind. So I have some rules when I'm speaking to people. Basically, you know, I try to smile and breathe and fake eye contact with every single one of you. So I will pretend that I see what's going on, but I don't. That's fine. The other interesting thing about me, I guess, is that I shoot people. And food and events and nature and everything I want to, because I'm a damn good photographer. And I love it. I love it. It's something that makes me very happy. I've also been in PR for 40 years. I'm old. I'm just warning you right now. I'm probably older than most of you in this room. But 63 years ago, I was 2 pounds when I was born, and in those days, it was pretty rare that kids survived. In the modern vernacular, you might say I was overcooked. I was in an incubator and they turned the oxygen up too high and it destroyed all the eye tissues, basically. But I always say that I was one of the lucky ones because most kids it happened to were totally blind. So I like to think that there was a really cute intern that walked by and they gave him a little wink and it saved a little bit of this eye. And through the years, I've learned how to make the most of what I got. No magic. There's no sixth sense. There's no, you know, nothing weird, nothing creepy. It's just that you work damn hard at making the most of your knowledge of what's around you. And believe me, it's a full-time job to do that. My mind is constantly looking for cues. My mind is constantly thinking, okay, there's 2 stairs there and I'm not going to move. So it's hard work, but over the years, you learn what you can do. You make the most of it. It was difficult being a kid and being the different kid. I remember kids following me down the block when I was young and yelling that I was adopted because, I wasn't normal. That translates into young adulthood. It translated into university when I graduated with first-class honors in Greek and Latin, but that didn't matter. But then went to get a teaching degree, and I was refused because I was told I could never teach normal people. That pissed me off because I said to the individual, how can you say something like that? And he said, what if, he was a drama queen, what if you were in a class and one kid stabbed another and you didn't see it? I said, well, I want to teach 5th grade. And then I said, what if you were in the front of the class or you're back to the class because you're writing something on the blackboard and you didn't see it? And he said, that's totally different. I said, no, it's not. So I got really annoyed. I went to a few newspapers. I made a lot of noise. I discovered the power of the media, and I've been in PR since 1976. So, and being a PR girl, you tend to tell someone's story, whether it's a product, whether it's a person, a company, whatever. You're telling a story. And 10 or so years ago, that's how I discovered I really wanted to make my photography do. Everyone had point-and-shoot cameras. They took 1 million pictures of the same tourist attraction and then threw it, deleted most of them because they were boring. So I had an opportunity to go to Japan and Taiwan 10 years ago, and I decided that what I was going to bring back were moments in time that I was able to capture and kind of create a memory bank for me, because I could actually relive the vacation I didn't actually see when I was there in as much detail. So that's the way I started to approach doing the photography. So that was one life event that contributed to it. The second life event was 6 years ago, last week actually, or 2 weeks ago, when my husband died. And I really needed something to kind of find myself again. He'd been ill for quite some time, almost 20 years, with heart condition. I was reliving a lot of the stuff at St. Paul's when Niels was up here. And I really discovered that, you know what, I got a knack for this stuff. And as one of the photographers I know said to me once, he said, you know, you got an eye. And I said, damn good job, there's still half of one. I mean, really. But it really did encourage me, and I love doing it. And, you know, it's carried me through some difficult times. And I think what I've discovered, and we've touched upon this tonight in various ways, but, you know, the feelings of not being adequate, not being good enough, not being perfect. There's such an expectation out there that we all have to be the best we can be. You know what? It's all right to be imperfect. I'm imperfect. I can live with that. It took me a lot of years to get to that point. But you know what? As far as I'm concerned, perfection's overrated. You know, celebrate the things you don't do well. Celebrate the warts, because you know what? If you explore enough and dig down and find out what really gets you passionate, it's not going to matter. You know, I celebrate being imperfect by doing things like this. You know, if I were perfect, would I do that? I don't think so. You know, would I do this? That's a sky out of a sky train. I just got lucky. You know, would I capture the light on the seawall just as the sun was going down? I don't think so. Because you know what? I wouldn't be striving to be the best I could be. You know? Would I get the bee's wings? I don't think so. I think not being perfect makes you try a little harder to dig deep and find out what really makes you happy. You know, taking fashion shows makes me happy. This was at Shine last year, and some of you may know about Shine. But, you know, sometimes I think I ought to have a little tagline on my photos after, you know, saying, you know, not bad for a blind chick. You know, because, hey, you know, I even got him. You know, at Pride, of course. You know, but I'm happy with what I'm able to do. I call this one Little Cyclist Big Tree. I'm happy with what I'm able to do, and I really encourage people to find that little inner spark. And don't give up on it. And don't be so hard on yourself. It's okay not to be perfect. And I think I'm kind of living proof of that. Thank you.